Bet you didn't know. Bet you didn't know. Bet you didn't know. Bet you didn't know.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't
like the elephant.
You don't like Treadway's music? That's horrible.
No, I love
horrible
Treadway's
thing to
music.
say.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
love
know.
Treadway's music.
Yeah, no, I figured
The hanging
nothing else.
elephant fucks me up every time.
Oh yeah, but I even it out with Ghost at the end, so that should make you feel all warm and fuzzy.
It does make me warm and
you're such
fuzzy
a
every time I
fan
see
of
his face.
him.
I'm like, oh, Ghost. Love those guys.
Oh yes,
Nick, good evening,
Nick.
buddy.
What's going
What's
on,
up,
bub?
dude? Almost the full team. Wish Kenny was here with us and Ashley and Rick. No, everybody. But
Hey, one of these days
he's getting better. He's
we
getting
should
better.
do an all ADRL episode of one of our casts. It's like an ask me anything type thing. Get everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this podcast.
Yeah.
And again, really it's fairly pointless other than knowledge. I mean, if you find knowledge pointless, then you're in the right place.
Fun. It's a good time.
It's fun.
That's the pseudo motto of the podcast is it's
That's
fun.
Right. That is. It is fun. So welcome back to another episode of Bet You Didn't Know. I'm Dr. Fears.
I'm Adam. Good to see you and good to have everybody back. It's been feels like a long week, but at the same time feels like we just did this not too long ago. So I'm indecisive on how to feel about it. But either way,
I think that the fact that you said it feels like it's been a long week and it's only Tuesday would probably put that in perspective. Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's my Friday. So
tomorrow is your Friday. Oh, are you off tomorrow?
I'm off on Thursday for the holiday for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I got you.
I'm off on Friday as well.
Right.
So tomorrow's my last day of the week.
Kenny is feeling better. I spent about 5 hours on the phone with him yesterday. He's
Which
great
is still
spirits.
a short conversation for Kenny.
Yeah, right. Yeah. For sure. I was actually hoping that we would have a Thursday adrenaline podcast. However, Adam just reminded me that it's Thanksgiving and we definitely have plans. So
yeah,
unfortunately, I'm not going to make that one. But hey, that's family time. That's time to get everybody together. One of my favorite holidays, if not, yeah.
It is a good one. And if nothing else, we should give a shout out to Bonnie Moore and Danny Moore for hosting the early Thanksgiving that we attended. And
yes, thank you.
Some, unauthorized.
Can't forget those folks on the team.
Yeah, we had some unauthorized footage out there on Facebook of some impromptu jam sessions. So I don't know how that.
Happened. Did we? Oh, did they do a little? I did. I thought that was just a text message and some video. I didn't realize that there was some actual leaked footage.
Leaked footage, and we will prosecute to the fullest extent once we identify the culprits. I'm suspecting the party that
knows who they are,
and it was good.
I will say, those speakers are totally bitching.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, how cool is that, dude? And so, did you know that the gentleman that created the wall of sound for the Grateful Dead actually invented those speakers?
I did not, but that's a cool little fun fact for my Grateful Dead head.
Yeah, yep. So
those were crazy speakers. I'm still not sure how to wrap my head around what was happening and how those were producing the sound that they did. I mean, we kind of figured it out, I think, with the strips and magnetic and everything like that. But still, I've had smaller speakers that look like they should do a whole lot better that sound like shit compared to what those things were pumping out.
Can you believe the low end on?
No.
Okay, so here I'll just do a quick explanation.
You need to describe it.
So they are each about 5 foot tall, right? I'd say 5.5 foot tall.
Yeah, 5.5. Yeah.
They are. I swear to you, the speaker itself is the thickness of a sheet of plywood, maybe like
half inch,
1 inch.
Yeah, half inch, 3/4 inch,
3/4 inch.
More in there.
Sheet. It's just a sheet like the width of my hand. And then it's got 2 rails on each side, just wooden decorative rails. And
Mhm.
then at the very bottom, there's inputs for the speaker wire.
Mhm.
And so I swear to you, the speakers are no deeper than 1 inch. They're 1
Yeah.
inch speakers. Like there's no speakers in them.
It's
I
like a
mean, it
notebook.
itself it is a speaker.
Yeah. It's like the thickness of a notebook and the sound it was pumping out and the bass it was putting out the
The
back
low end
side of it.
just
Oh, just crazy. Just
yeah.
crazy. So, yeah.
What was the name of those? Do you
I
remember?
remember Aid would know. He took a picture of it, I think, or at least Googled it.
I
Danny would
think
be able to tell us, but
so. From what I understand, is that they were thin magnetic material. I think they were like wound thin sheets of they're like magnets, like
weaved in
magnet
there,
sheets
woven.
wrapped in bars, thin bars, and then they had like a resonating film on each side of them, so they literally were less than an inch deep, and then they were covered with material on each side, so it looked like a
Yeah.
speaker, but when you turned it sideways,
It was just
it looked like a
decorative.
sheet of plywood. It was
Yeah, it
so
was
crazy.
decorative, almost kind of like it was almost like drywall or kind of cloth or the kind of covering of a sound panel that you'd see on a wall.
Right.
I don't know, but it was just decorative. It wasn't anything functional, but man,
No, it wasn't.
yeah, that was surprising. That
Yeah.
was surprising.
So yeah, lots of food, some cool speakers, and yeah, it was a good time.
And then a
Yeah.
light show from the Tesla at the end.
Oh yeah, my brother's Tesla. I had no idea he was playing a Halloween theme, Friday the 13th theme on his car, and the windows were going up and down, and then it played some Exorcist part or something. The lights were all flickering. It was doing all. I was like,
it
that was
projects
pretty cool.
Tesla out
Yeah,
the front. Yeah, that was interesting. They put a lot of thought into those vehicles, no doubt about it. Which
yeah,
I'd hope so for the amount you got to pay for them.
yeah. Well, I won't be getting a battery operated car.
Yet.
I just won't. I won't.
I don't know.
I'm actually, I'm a huge proponent of lowering our carbon footprint.
Yeah, I've read articles that the influx of electric bikes and scooters are giving more of a positive impact to the environment than electric cars, just because
That I
it's
can
becoming
buy.
more prevalent. And people are using
I just
them in
can't
little.
haul a family of 5 on them.
You can't. Well, maybe you just have to get a
Pull a
couple of them. You could pull a trailer. There are a couple bikes now that have 150-mile range, and you could up to 450 pounds on them. So between the two of you, if you split the bike, split the kids.
Dude, we could go straight Vietnamese, electric
Big
bike,
shot.
4-seat, 2-wheel kind of cart kind of deal.
You could. It's
Yeah.
basically an electric car, but without
Yeah.
the body at
That's
that
right.
point. But yeah,
And a fraction of
you
the price.
could.
Yeah.
I saw a video on YouTube of a guy that was towing his boat with a electric bike, and it was fair size,
Are you serious?
on boat. But yeah, he was towing it with his electric bike. So I mean, it's possible.
Oh man.
They
Sure
can
that
get up-
ECU isn't going to last too long.
No, I mean, he's gonna
Or the
burn
motor.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
something's gonna
something's getting
burn out
cooked.
real quick. But hey, he got his boat there, so who's the fool?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's right.
Maybe us.
Speaking of ECUs, I think Nick, you're the other RC guy, right, brother? Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, Nick
You're
and
sending me
Carter.
pictures of all your sweet ass rides you got. That one is gigantic, dude. What was it, like a 4th scale?
Holy Christ!
6th scale? What size was that thing? Like, it looked like it weighed 100 pounds. It was insane. It
power
was super
wheel.
cool, dude. Yeah, no, it was big and cool, man. Yeah, actually, I saw a guy tonight. I went to put some stuff in our storage, and there was a guy out there, and he had a 1/4 scale. Yeah, dude, gigantic. And this guy had an 8S. I think it was a Traxxas Max X Max. I think it was a Max X Max, brand new, whatever it was, but it was an 8S. And man, that thing was, dude was like, yeah, I just left the house, man. I was jumping my house with it and rolling it, and it hasn't broke nothing, man. It's awesome. And he was like, it just does like 80. And I just launched my house. I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah, that is pretty cool. I know.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I'm
Mhm.
interested. Sign me
It's
up.
fun. That's fun. 1/4 scale. Oh, nitro rail and the buggy you guys saw. Yeah, that's right. A 1/4 nitro scale dragster. That's pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah, see Carter's up in the
Oh,
mix
dude.
too.
Oh, and you know what? That mini Max are pretty sweet. So that's awesome, Carter. You have the X Max, and then the guy up there, this guy, he had all kinds of stuff with him. He had a mini Arma, so it almost looked like my Creighton that I had, but a small scale Creighton.
It's
It was so cool. Oh, it's got a parachute on it. Get out of here.
That's crazy.
Flip the switch. Dude, shit's crazy these days. Like my Blazer, my little Blazer I mess around with here in the
Yeah.
basement when I'm sitting around on the couch.
Yeah.
That has a switch that toggles. You can lock the front differential. You can lock front and rear differential, or you can lock just the rear differential. And it has cruise control. So you can just kind of cruise along, hit the button, it just goes on its own. I'm like, man, kids got it made these days, dude. We had like
Crazy.
we had Operation and
We had cars that were attached with a cord, and you just walked behind, and it was just left or right, and that was it. And it just
you know what my RC car was? An air jammer. Does anybody remember what an air jammer was?
I don't remember an air jammer, but I had some air hogs. There were the little RC kind of planes.
No, this was an air jammer. So it was like a clear tank with wheels, and you pumped it up with air, and that's how it would operate. It's called an air jammer.
Okay, so it would just go off the compressed air.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That makes sense. It worked, apparently.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It sure did, dude.
Yeah, it did. What of it? We talked about kids stuff last week.
We did.
So
that was fun.
Retreading on those old tracks again.
No, let's not. So what are we talking about this week? I'm curious. I'm anxious. I'm very anxious to know what kind of knowledge fire you're going to be spitting tonight.
Well, it's all kind of predicated off of what YouTube wormholes and rabbit holes I end up kind of going down and finding myself in, and then a few websites that I go to find random facts of fun. But I kind of like to stick with a theme if I can. So today's theme, I mean, I guess I could kind of loosely theme it as military, but these are more like military, sometimes mistakes, weird things, the typical stuff we talk about. So
you mean like the Japanese balloons back in the day?
Yeah, like the bat bombs and those sorts of things. I mean, I don't have those on here, but I think we've talked about those in a past episode.
Yeah,
this is where it's getting tough now that we're 48 episodes in, and over a year time wise into doing this is I'm worried about going back over stuff I've already. Well,
that's fine. We're good with that. Yeah, we're all right.
I've got a pretty decent memory, so if it rings familiar, I'll usually second guess it. But yeah, so just military. I kind of for an example, and also where the title of the episode come from is the Cat Army, and it was back in 525 BC. Well, actually, first because of your
army.
Yeah, because of your brain and knowing what your brain does. When I say Cat Army, what comes to mind for you?
When you say Cat Army, what comes to mind for me?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Man, all I envision is just like, I don't even know, dude. Cats are. I mean, I'm just thinking of like, what's that?
I thought Thundercats and then He-Man's Battle Cat. Something really.
Oh yeah,
go in.
Yeah. No, I'm actually visualizing like 10,000 cats being unloaded. Hungry, crazy cats being dumped at once.
I mean, oddly enough, this time you're not extremely far off.
You're not.
You didn't nail it, but how you gonna? I mean, this is 1 in a million type guesses. But back 525 BC during the Battle of Pelusium, Kaz Cambyses II of Persia, and as we all know, we are authorities on pronunciation and enunciation of names on this podcast.
You are actually.
So yeah, anything that is said is taken as the way. Um, used Egyptian religion and laws against them. Knowing the cats held a high place in Egyptian society, he had all of his troops paint cats on the shields for going into battle. And then also on top of that, gathered up hundreds of cats and released those with the soldiers out on the battlefield. What ended up happening is the Egyptian archers refused to fire on the enemy for fear of hitting a cat, which
Bullshit.
I'm dead
Oh, that's
serious.
so great, dude.
I'm dead serious. They refused to fire on these soldiers because of the cats, because in Egyptian law, killing of a cat was a crime punishable by death. So they're taking a chance of offending the pharaoh and being executed for killing a cat by firing into this battlefield. So instead, they decided to retreat, which they were, of course, massacred by the Persians, and it was really one of the key stepping points in Persia being able to take the pharaoh.
That is awesome. They're so smart, dude. The Persians were bad son of a bitches, man.
Some of the stuff that they did back in the day, and honestly, there were so many cool little things that I ran across in doing the research for this. Oh, is that one in the car?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if you could tell me.
You can. You
Probably a
almost
little
have to
blurry.
turn the brightness down a little bit, but I get the drift.
Yeah. No, it's not a drift car. It's a dragster.
Oh, well, then the picture is bad.
No, that thing's super cool. That thing is super cool, man. Oh, and his new pet dog. I don't know if you saw that.
Nice.
Or not. Here you go.
All right. Be a good friend for Harold and Buster.
Yeah. What's his name? Badger? B-Dog? I'm kidding. It's not actually a picture of a badger. In his back seat. Hell yeah. I'll take a pet badger.
That I don't know. Honey badger. Those things are not to be messed with. From any video I've seen, at least, they are tenacious.
Yeah, they're top of the food chain.
They are, yeah, damn
in
near
their area, that is.
Yeah. There's nothing really takes them down, so got to respect that. So yeah, that was a pretty crafty little example of using people's beliefs and laws against them in order to take over a town, which very creative.
It makes you wonder, makes you think.
Things that make you go, This one this one's a little bit more modern. This was in World War II.
All right, World War II.
Great Britain was kind of having difficulties with getting supplies because of the U-boats. The U-boats had basically formed up a blockade on the major ports for Britain. And, of course, they didn't really have too much of anything to combat that. The U-boats are underwater, hidden, loaded with torpedoes. So they came up with a plan called they came up with a plan called Bag and Hammer.
Bag and Hammer?
Yep. Which, oddly enough, is as simple as it sounds, to where under the cover of night, they would have a blacksmith and a few gunners load into a rowboat. And they would also have a bag and a hammer with them. And they would row around the bay, searching for little obstructions or things poking up out of the water. And then they would slowly and silently creep up on the periscope of the U-boat, cover it with a sack, tie the sack up, and then begin beating it with a hammer to disable the periscope, forcing the U-boat staff to surface.
Did that actually work?
16 times.
Get out of here. You're like
16 times.
Like, sir, you're not going to believe how good this shit works. We literally, Corporal Thomas and I, we just swam over there, put the bag over it, and then beat the lens in.
The shit out of it with a hammer.
It worked.
Next thing they know, the sub just surfaces.
And then they take it out.
I would guess. Yeah, they would have to take it out with probably ground or like a howitzer or something
So
like
did they
that.
just swim around with a bag and a hammer, or were they
Yeah, they
like
would
in a
just row.
little?
They would row around at night in a boat, so that they weren't, an engine or anything like that. The Germans are going to pick it up in the sound of the water, but the rowing of the boat wasn't as disruptive or anything. It's almost like the lapping tides coming up on the shore. So
I wonder how they spotted them.
because they see a periscope, they see Loch Ness sticking up out of the water.
Well, at night it's probably hard to see.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure they probably had to have some moonlight and things like that. I mean, how the Germans didn't see the rowboats is almost more the question.
That,
How
well,
do you
that's
look?
kind of yeah. Good
I
point.
mean, I guess if you're just looking at the shore, watching to see if there's any boats to shoot at, you're kind of focused in one direction. They can come up behind you or flank you. But the fact that that was successful 16 different times was,
It's so good, dude.
yeah. How pissed off would the Navy would have to be so pissed off about that to lose
Reminds me of a
16
story.
U-boats.
This Marine during the Solomon Islands, who he was like going crazy. There wasn't very many guys left, and anyways, he was just like, and they had, I think it was the Japanese had their ships parked off the island,
Mhm.
Parked kind of just sitting out there because I guess they thought they'd taken the island over, but they hadn't. So this Marine had gotten some mortars and swam out, fuck, dude, I mean, quarter mile out of the ocean with mortars and shoved mortars into a part of the boat. I forgot what part of it was to
Like
detonate
air
them.
intake or something, maybe. Who
He
knows?
did something, but sank a bunch of boats just with himself and some mortars. That was
Yeah.
pretty bitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
That's
not that great of a story because I don't know all the details, but it's a true story.
Hey, that's all that matters. All we talk about is truth on here. Every
That's right.
story we tell, fact.
That's right. Speaking of which, did you finally get all the? I know the whole back half of the of that wing there in your house. Did you get the all those new? What kind of shingles did you? You didn't even get shingles. You got slate. Oh, it's all slate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all slate to keep with the aesthetic look, the Tudor aesthetic look of the outdoors.
Now, after that, did you have to have all the copper gutters and stuff replaced as well? Like,
We did. We kept the old ones. This estate has been here for hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years. So it's been the process of keeping the exterior up to par with the historic look, while also on the inside modernizing. So
right.
yeah, it's been a struggle, but a love.
Well, I know that part. I know that part of the attic up there. We were. I think we had only been up there once. Why does it just take so long to get anywhere in your house? Like it's not even fun.
It's one
like
of those
especially if I'm
windy
drunk, I'm like, let's
corridors.
go explore. And before I know it, dude, it's like we're 30 minutes down somewhere, and I'm like, bro, I'm not even.
It's
And we're
a
like
long
climbing
walk.
up to.
Yeah, from the
But
wine cellar up to the attic, and then you have to go up that windy, curvy, steep staircase to
well,
get there. In the turret.
the one part in the back, it's opposite end of the great. What was the glassed in area? Your
The
atrium.
conservatory?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the opposite end of that, the other end of the wing. I remember going up there one night. You had that party, and you're like, "Dude, check this out." I think somebody got wasted and tried to go up in the dummy server, the dummy thing.
Oh,
What
the
do you
dumb
call it?
waiter.
Yeah, the dumb waiter, and it was a
Mhm.
big mess. I think they broke something, but
Yeah.
I remember
Only
going
their
up
leg.
there. um, so did that room up there? Well, the attic, because it's like a 2-story house in your attic, which is a crazy
Mhm.
shit. I've never seen 30-foot ceilings in an attic, but
It's interesting,
the
but it's nice.
up there, was any of that damaged? Like, because I know you had all that nice stone and all that up there, like where that roof had to get redone from the
Mhm.
storm. Did you get any damage in there or on any of the
We thought
furniture or the paintings or any of that stuff you had up there?
Fortunately, no. I mean, when we started to take everything off from the roof, we noticed some what we could see was smoke damage, and we're concerned that there may be some sort of electrical problems or anything like that. But it just turned out to be the charring from the old chimney system from back in the day. It's actually
Oh,
connected to the kitchen off the Great
mhm.
Hall.
Yeah. I'd come hang out more, dude, but
It's a journey.
it's a journey, dude.
Yep, got to pack a
I mean,
lunch
between
in
the
backpack.
gate and then it reminds me of something like off a movie like the Sleepy Hollow or something. I just imagine like going through the gate, going through like the Adams family. Huh, no pun intended.
Yeah, it fits.
Going through the wooded area before you get out into the open part before the house, like that whole. I just imagine sometimes just like some horse come running through there, headless
Oh,
horseman or
had
something
to.
like
It had to back in
foggy.
the day.
And for some
Yep,
reason, your estate's always foggy when you go in there in the evenings, early in the morning. I'm like,
that's
this is not
expensive.
even.
Well,
It's
I
expensive.
had your brother Justin rig up a fog system. It's not cheap. But God damn, doesn't it look good?
Oh, it's hilarious, dude.
Oh shit. It's nope. Because of that, all of that, and how long it takes to get from one point to another. That's why you always see me with a backpack and water. Always.
Well,
with
and then, and that's why I left my what do you call it? The what's the thing I stand up on with the electric wheels? The
the Segway.
oh, the Segway. Yeah. I got that as a gift from one of my admins a couple years ago. So yeah,
Nice. Those
those
come in handy.
it does come in handy until you get on one of your rugs.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's true. But they're
It's a little sketchy.
antique. They're antique and oriental. So, but enough about me and the opulence in which I live. Let's take things back to more the time when this palatial estate was built in 1398, when Timur, who was a descendant of Genghis Khan, was attacking India, and during a battle, he was confronted by overwhelming forces, and the Indian army and the Sultan with 120 war elephants that were equipped with chainmail and poison tusks. And we've talked about elephants in the past.
War elephants. That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
with chainmail and poison tusks. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting got off of one of those. So
I mean, you
Timur's,
got to be a pretty slow and weak soldier to get tusked by an elephant. I have to imagine. Oh wait,
I would
no,
think
they run fast.
they move. They do move.
Do they
So
train the elephants to impale people? Do you think was that like a thing that's like training for the elephants if they're putting poison on them? Like they teach them to
probably. I mean, like we kind of found out in the past,
like
they
Kim Jong Un just setting people up on targets and hitting them with rockets and shit.
could be, and they used to strap blades to the tusks, or other cultures did, and would train them to go into battle and fling their heads around, slicing and dicing. So it wouldn't surprise me if they trained, or if that's just the elephant's natural defensive instinct is to use their tusk, and knowing that they dip the tusks in poison. So if it impales anybody, then it's
Yeah,
it's
you're
gonna
done
get them one
anyways.
way or another.
Not
Yeah,
not that a tusk going through your torso is
it's
going to
probably
kill you,
gonna
but a little bit of poison to help.
right. It's a little salt in the wound almost.
Yeah, right. Let's make it sting a little bit.
Just really feel it and know. So Timur sees this imposing force with 120 elephants all equipped up, and makes the wise move of ordering all of his troops off their camels, and then orders the troops to load the camels with as much hay as the camels can carry. I don't know if anybody sees where this one's heading, but
And then they set the camels on fire.
yep, at the time that the elephants made their initial charge, they were ordered to set the camels ablaze and send them off in the directions of the elephant. It worked. The elephants became scared, turned around, ended up trampling a majority of the forces that were behind them, and allowing a very easy victory for Timur, who then went on to capture India with his new 120 war elephants.
Get the hell out of here. I mean, it's so ingenious. Like, hey guys, this is easy. Stack hay on the camels. We'll set them ablaze and send them towards the elephants. They'll freak out.
Slap them on the ass and send them that way.
Can you believe that worked and it freaked the elephants out, and then they trampled their own people?
Yeah,
now he's got a whole new battalion of war elephants.
Yes, all armed up and poisoned up. I mean, come on.
They probably turned their tusks into maces. Put like spikes in them.
You could drill a hole through the end of the tusk and hook a mace to it with chain. And
Oh,
my God, that thing's like a battle bot at that point.
battle
That'd
bot.
be the greatest battle bot of nature.
Oh, just swinging its head around. It's got two
Just
maces.
yeah, on poison tusk with chainmail. Get the fuck out of here. What's taking that down?
Dude, I gotta see that. Actually, I'm,
I
I'm
would bet
gonna
that
make
there are
that,
pictures.
dude.
Oh yeah, you and your programs. There you go.
I will make some digital art of a war elephant. Watch,
Okay.
and I'll post it. So keep an eye out.
Yeah, no, definitely. That'll be something to look for in the future. So yeah. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty ingenious plan.
No,
It's
it's
almost
just so good.
kind of like with the Egyptians. It's using their beliefs or instincts against them in combat, which perfect. I mean, that's the only way to do it. And you get 120 elephants out of it. Come on, get out of here, Cadmus.
Come on. No, it's so good. Just so ingenious.
Yeah, and this
So
one,
easy.
yeah, it kind of almost too easy, but this one is a little bit, I guess, historic because it's a one of one in history, but we'll get to that at the end of it. But back in 1795, during the French Revolutionary War, there was a large number of Dutch warships that were docked at Den Helder in the Netherlands. January 23rd and the day preceding were particularly cold, and the docks ended up freezing over, and it happened pretty suddenly. There happened to be a French cavalry unit that noticed this and took advantage of the situation by wrapping the hooves of their horses with cloth, crossing the ice, and capturing 33 Dutch warships. And it's also historic significance because it is the only cavalry charge in history successful against a naval fleet.
I was gonna say I knew it had to be something along that. So
Yeah.
it froze over solid, and they had the balls to
Mhm.
put cloth and make it out there,
Yeah,
and then capture the boats.
they captured the 33 warships.
33 warships.
The Dutch were asleep on the boats, so
Sure.
they captured it almost unopposed for the majority of it. So to come out with that many ships off of an unopposed cavalry victory over a naval fleet, oh man,
That's super cool, man.
what a victory for France! I mean, they don't have too many of those in history, but they've got one there.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure.
That might be the hardest group of Frenchmen ever to exist.
Probably the French Revolutionary people were pretty hardcore. So I don't know when that fighting spirit kind of.
You don't know when they transitioned?
Yeah, you said it, not me. But
No, I'm just saying, like they transitioned from hard to not hard.
Yeah, that's where all this nonsense started from.
No offense to anybody that's French. I mean, I love French toast.
Je parle un petit français. I mean, I took French for years and years. So yeah, I mean, I'm not totally.
And I like crepes. Say crepe.
Say crepe.
I'm not gonna say it.
What is a crepe? I know what a crepe is.
I'll break your arm.
Oh man, no, I don't have any problem with the French either. It's just a funny joke to always say that they surrender and are weak in battle. But
oh shit, America.
Yeah.
There ain't a harder country. I don't know, man. I tell you, you start getting to like Russia and Siberia area, dude. Some of those dudes are hard as shit, man. I mean, they're just mean. It's in their thin pancake. Yeah. They're just mean. It's in their culture, bro. They're just hard ass dudes, man.
Here's a totally off the topic question, and it's I'm not saying it's one that I made up because I saw it on a podcast myself, but it was the question of if you took all the countries and put them together in some sort of either a battle royal or some sort of championship competition to where you took the poors of every country and put them in a fight, no weapons.
The poor, the homeless?
No, it just like the poor, like, the
lower class.
Right. For like Russia or any place like that, China, any country has their own input or division in this battle, what country
Okay.
comes out on top? Russia poor is pretty hardcore people.
They're hardcore, dude, but it's not always about that. It's about being
Right.
smart.
There's a fine balance. Yes.
There's a
I
fine balance.
agree. I agree.
I mean, I feel like that's a tough
It's
one,
a tough
bro.
one. I'm not saying I
You
have
mean
the
like
answer.
modern day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like if we were to take today's peoples and
Well, sad as it fucking sounds, with as many homeless and lower class veterans that we have, I'd have to say the U.S. would still come out on top.
do you want to know another crazy statistic I read that US comes out on top with? Serial killers. Third place, I think, was oh crap. Third place was
Has to be like,
Australia.
really?
hmm
Not Europe?
No, second place was with Britain, with
Oh, I was gonna say Britain.
127 in Australia and like 166 in Britain, and then America. Where do you think we came out at on top?
How many?
Yeah,
I have no idea, dude.
in our short history
Hundreds?
of America, 3,000 plus.
3,000 plus serial killers.
3,000 plus serial killers
That's
in
fucking
America.
crazy, dude.
That's
That's
wild.
crazy. Yeah, that is wild. That says a lot.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Well, I mean, with liberty and freedom comes, with freedom comes liberty. And meaning that you kind of can do whatever you want, but you got to pay the price.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
There are
That's
laws.
some of that,
There's
hey, we
balance.
live in the greatest country in the world. However, it can also be the fucking craziest country in the world, but that's all right. That's what makes us hard. I don't give a shit.
Yes, it does. Well, I mean, we mentioned this country as being a pretty hard-nosed country as well. Have you ever heard of the Battle of Karansebas back in 1788?
Battle of the Karens.
Yes.
No. Karen Sebas.
It was a battle. The casualties of this battle were 1,000 Australian troops. No other country lost any troops in this battle.
So, but it was between two countries.
Well, the war was between two countries. The battle itself was actually started because Australian forces mistakenly engaged their own troops. The battle began after soldiers were arguing over alcohol and soon escalated into a full-blown battle.
Get the shit out of here.
That's
You
serious.
fucking serious?
I'm dead serious.
And they killed 1,000 of each other.
Yeah. Yeah. 1,000 of each other got killed in a battle over alcohol in Australia. I mean, it wasn't like,
dude, the
wasn't
Aussies
clear.
drink, bro. I mean,
They
no
did.
lie.
Yes,
They can drink. They like to drink, dude.
They like to drink. They don't mind throwing hands, and I guess if they got a gun or two handy,
Dude, I tell you,
gunnery do or whatever they call it down there.
when I was stationed down there in Catherine, we did some work with the Royal Australian Air Force and some Royal Special Ops guys, and so us Marines and the Special Op guys were in the same little tin city kind of deal, like. It's where everybody slept, right? There was like these little rooms, tiny 5x8 rooms with bunk beds. There wasn't any room in there. Anyways, so we would sit out there and we would drink. And there's this one guy, man. He was probably 6'6", probably 260. And he had a bald head and he had the Raleigh fingers mustache, clean shaven head, clean shaven face, he had a real deep voice. And I've got pictures of this guy too, man. And this isn't a bullshit story. And he would just sit there and he would drink cases of beer of like Victoria bitter. And I'm like, 10, 12 in, I'm like getting all shitty. And this guy's like, God, you bloody Americans. And then he would like challenge everybody to play football. And we're like, no. And he had a real football. And I was like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, it's not even like a rugby ball. It looks like a rugby ball, but it looked like a football, but a rugby football. It was totally different. It was weird. Anyways, they drink, bro. They drink heavy.
Sounds like a rugby ball.
And then we were at a bar one time, this last story, and we were all getting shitty. And this guy, he was like, hey, I got a crocodile farm. He's like, you blokes should come to the crocodile farm. I'll show you. And it's like 2 a.m. The bar's closing down. I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's exactly when you go to a crocodile farm.
I was like, Eric, this dude wants us to go to his crocodile farm. And Eric's like, let's go. I'm like, are you crazy, dude? We would disappear. We would just be gone.
You'd be food.
We would be food in a heartbeat. Shove us in.
Doubt.
Like, not doing that, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
I don't care how drunk I am. You're not talking me into going to a crocodile farm in Australia.
I don't have pigs for no reason. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you have a bunch of pigs.
Hey, not for no reason.
Is it a rotating stock? Or you? Because I know you're a bacon guy. Are you eating them pigs?
You got to keep it natural. Farm to table.
Yeah.
But pigs will eat anything. That's all.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind, dude.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
twofold.
Indeed. Exactly. Oh man. These are a little less as significant as these battle wise, but just more mishaps, errors, whatever you want to call it. But back in 1943, the USS William D. Porter, U.S. Navy destroyer, accidentally fired a live torpedo at a ship that was carrying Franklin Delano Roosevelt on a secret mission to meet Churchill.
Oh shit! They didn't know.
It was somehow by mistake. They fired off a torpedo. It missed the ship and ended up exploding in the wake of the ship that was next to the one Franklin Delano Roosevelt was on. But how do you think they would have played that one out in the media back then?
Oh, dude, you don't know. Everything's easy to play off. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to say that the president was killed by friendly fire.
No, they're going to pawn it off on some other. It was espionage. It was, they.
Oh yeah, the Nazis
figured it out and they got us.
Yeah, Japan again.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah,
that's funny.
That's crazy how
not funny, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, how many times do you think you've come to like dying and didn't even know it?
Yeah, seconds from death, or
like 1 second from, like 1 second either other way, or something happened, or didn't 1 inch away. Like, how many times in your life do you think that could have just been it for you, and you had no idea, and you're just like walking back along?
I mean, I can think of a handful of sketchy situations, either, walking on a trail and slipping and just being that close to the edge or too close to the edge kind of thing. Yeah, anything can happen. Yeah.
Dude, I tell you, man, now that we have mountain lions in Missouri, I'm a little less reluctant to like go out night hiking like I used to. Like, I used to love just going on Morse code. Yeah, right. I used to love going on just like camping, primitive camping, going on hikes. Just something about, as you know, I love going on hikes at night. like we do on the island, on my island.
Yes.
And yes, I do have an island. Not that kind of island.
No.
Yeah. We do not call ourselves the Island Boys.
Oh God. Those two are so punchable.
So punchable. But they love the hate, I'm sure. But anyways, yeah, man, mountain lions, that freaks me out. So I think it was this past year, maybe it was last fall. I was doing some primitive camping with some people, and I went to get something, I don't know, some wood or something. I heard something in the woods, man, and I'm like, oh, shit. It sounds, I know it's not a deer, and it sounded kind of heavy, right? You could tell by this little sticks breaking and the leaves, and I immediately started thinking, dude, I'm gonna get mauled by a cat right now. Like, and it freaked me out. I was freaking out for a second. And I pulled out my flashlight and I looked for eyeballs, and I'm like, man, and I could still hear it. You know what it was? It was my first encounter with an armadillo.
Oh man, I've yet to.
And it was standing up on its hind legs, and it was trying to eat something out of a bush, and it was big. I was like, holy shit, I've never seen one in real life. Yeah. And so I started walking towards it, and it took off running. It sounded like a bear going through the woods, man. And it was awesome.
They're not very graceful or built for speed maneuvering.
No, it was crazy. Carry bear spray.
Yeah, I like the second option a whole lot better.
Carry a pistol, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For me, it's a machete in my fists. Bring it.
Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
shit. I find weaponry out in public. Apparently, I told you about my bike when I was the knife that I
Oh
have.
yeah, what happened? You just randomly ended up with a stranger's
Dude, I don't know what happened.
pocket knife in your bike?
I ride my bike around pretty often, and I don't mind riding it at night or whenever. So I don't know when this happened, but at some point within the past couple weeks, we'll say, I must have parked my bike and locked it up somewhere, walked off, whatever, like normal. And I've got a bag on the back that holds my lock and little tool thing, and then another little bag of tools. And I was getting tools to put together your studio and to have them in my backpack. And I go and open up the side pouch and the tool bag's not there. I'm like, well, that's weird. I reach in, like, well, there's something in here. And I pull out this fairly long, 3-4 inch long, quick open pocket knife that's got an opening right in the middle. I've never seen this knife in my life before. I have
Well, they
no
probably
idea.
felt bad. They're like, dude, I need tools, but
Yeah.
man, I can't pay the guy. I don't know where he's at, so I'm going to take his tools in exchange, I'll give him my pocket knife. What kind is it?
I have no idea. I can go get it.
Yeah, go get it.
Give me a second. I'll go find
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Go get it. I'm curious because I'm going to talk him into giving it to me. Can you hear me, Adam? Watch this. I'm going to talk him into giving it to me if it's good. Maybe it's like a Spyderco. Maybe it's some. I mean, the dude's got Japanese swords that are worth. You don't need no pocket knife. Gerber.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Gerber. Let's see if it's got anything on it. And it doesn't even say a company name on it. It's just black. There's nothing.
Is it looks like a switchblade, dude.
There's absolutely no markings or anything on it.
Dude, is it a switchblade?
It's not.
Have you opened it yet?
Oh yeah, it's not switchblade, but
what's on the blade itself? What's it say at the bottom?
Quick release. No doubt about that.
Nice.
Joker.
Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Says Joker. Is there any blood on it?
No, I did check for that.
Well, it actually looks like a decent little knife.
It's not a bad little knife. I don't mind keeping it on my bag, or maybe the guy will find me and take it back one day and give me my tools.
Honestly, I was going to talk you into giving it to me, but since it's
what in the heck is going on behind you?
Oh, look at that. We got a little dude. Come over here. Say what's up, Em.
What's up, Emmett? How's it going, dude?
He can't hear anybody.
I know.
Oh, there's one. Is there a... That really is mine. Calmore.
Calmore.
It really is mine.
Give me my tools back. And why did you take it?
Yeah, that's right. Who else is back there? Oh, Stevie. Come say hi, Stevie. Voice. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Stevie.
You guys made the journey.
Yep.
All the way to the basement.
Yeah.
To the secret lair.
Yes. They cracked the code.
Yes. Cal says he promises. Samurai sword. Yeah, I was telling him about I was like, he can give me his knives. Dude's got some expensive Japanese swords. Don't need no pocket knife. That was going to be my angle. Like, you don't need that thing, dude. Just carry your samurai swords.
Oh, I'd love to. I could totally see myself riding my bike around town with my old samurai sword on my back.
Night, Emmett.
Night, Emmett. See you, dude.
He's our next. He'll be our next junior dragster racer. He'll be our next driver.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, even Nick called it out.
That's right. That's right. We said that at the exact same time.
All right,
that's right.
I'll tell you, I know your kids well enough, and I think that if Emmett all of a sudden hops into one, then you're going to all of a sudden have 3 junior dragsters in your ranks real quick.
I went over to Chris Green's vineyard.
Yeah.
His estate that he has, his big vineyard, and his, so he's got a whole nother building where they process the wine and all that. And he's got this big room set up with the drum set, which is the drum set he's always used when we were playing in bands and stuff. And,
sure.
He's got that DW Cobra double bass kick drum pedal with the ball bearing extension on it and stuff. I mean, it's really nice.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, can I play? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I don't agree. Can he play? He's like, yeah, absolutely. So he gets on there. Dude just gets on the double bass pedals like he's running. It's just And while he's doing it, he's like, ting, ting, and it's and Green's looking at him. He's like, bro, has he ever played drums? I'm like, he's never been on a kit. He's like, really? He goes, you got to get that dude a drum set. I was like, I know, man. And then he sat there for like 2 hours, played so much that his heart was beating so hard that he like lost his voice. You know how you can be so
exhausted or
somehow, yeah, you just play so hard or run so hard that you like lose your voice. It's really kind of weird. Yeah, it was awesome. So anyways, I digress. But yeah, he slayed the double kicks.
Yeah,
I was like, just try one foot. He's like, do. And he just fucking go crazy. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is your thing, bro.
It's fitting. I don't see that not matching his personality. So yeah, I could see him playing drums and
before we know, we're gonna have a
dragster. Oh yeah,
we'll have the family band be our family metal band. Just call it Fears. That's it.
Yeah,
me and my kids. I'll have a second chance at making it on a tour.
Fear the family.
Fear the family. I don't know.
Fears the family.
How about Steers for Fears?
There we go. It's better than the one that in my head I was saying at the same time. Steers.
I know what you were thinking.
Yeah, Steers.
Prince.
Yeah, that's right.
Prince Adam.
You got me. Oh man. Let's see.
What else we got? Lay another one on us.
1941, during World War II, British Royal Air Force Squadron mistakenly bombed their own base in Iraq, believing it to be held by the enemy.
Get this shit out of here. In 1941?
Yeah.
Did you know that anybody was blowing up anything in the Middle East in 1941? I had no idea there was any kind of conflict between
Hitler
anybody
in 40, wasn't he? Well, it was during World War II, so this would have been probably the early stages of World War II, with it being Iraq. Definitely wasn't.
What in the hell could Hitler possibly have wanted in Iraq or Europe or anybody?
The Holy Grail. The guy was all into occult stuff.
Oh, that's a good point, dude.
What he was after.
That's a good point. Yeah, he maybe was looking.
He was after art, everything. He was at
the
Sphinx and pyramids, everything. So yeah, I don't know. Unsure exactly when, but yeah, that seems pretty. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible to bomb your own base, but
yeah, if you're,
what would give you the indication your base was overrun by the enemy? Nick's got a good point.
Oil. I mean, I was gonna say oil, but were they already tapping oil back then?
Sure, they had to run those tanks, and that was one thing that Germany didn't have in great supply was oil. They don't have their own reserves, so I could definitely see why that would be a motivation for an attack down there.
My first thought was oil, but then I just was like, well, I don't know. Were they processing a ton of oil in the 40s? Was Iraq doing that back then?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They've had it on lockdown for a long time.
Yes, they kind of still do. Let's see. Even more recent, back in 1994, during the planning stages of the invasion of the island of Haiti, the U.S. military accidentally dropped 20,000 leaflets on South Florida, and it ended up causing confusion in the local community. You know how they like propaganda, your government is.
We were doing that in the 90s?
Yeah, we were dropping leaflets in the 90s, and we did. We dropped it over South Florida instead of the island of Haiti. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, wouldn't you notice that you hadn't hit water yet? That would kind of be a clear indicator you haven't hit the island of Haiti if you're still over land. I mean, it's a peninsula, but
yeah, I have no idea. That's oil pumping started in the 1880s.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
still going strong.
Yeah, it sure is. That's funny. We dropped propaganda flyers on our own country.
Yeah, saying the government was no good. But I guess that's still better than the Norway the Norway incident back in 2018, when Due to a logistical error and miscalculation, NATO soldiers ended up crossing into the neutral country of Sweden and uh, stormed a building. It was kind of part of the training was they're going to go take this building. They go storm a building that was just a business in Sweden. That caused a lot of confusion and embarrassment for NATO.
Get out of here. So the NATO army took down an office building
Yeah,
by accident.
by accident in a neutral country.
Well, everybody's like sitting at their desks with their staplers, like, what are you guys doing?
Door just is
Yeah,
smoke
just
bomb goes
throw
off. What in
some
the
flash bangs and smoke bombs.
windows shattering? You're like, what in the fuck is happening here?
They're like flying through the windows on ropes.
Yeah,
They're like, what? No, they all got like NVGs on. Like
some sort
what?
of. They all think it's some sort of team building exercise. They don't even care.
I get it, guys. This is a team building exercise.
Yeah, we're gonna do this fake hostage situation.
Yeah. Oh, that's sort of like a Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, exactly. It's a horrible misunderstanding of the reality of the situation.
He holds up the head. Look, guys, it's fake. The jaw's like bouncing around.
Simple
Dude, that
Jack.
movie
Simple
is
Jack.
hilarious. For anybody who hasn't seen Tropic Thunder, you're
Oh,
missing
what a
the boat,
good
man, 'cause
one.
that movie is
What a good one.
absolutely hilarious, man.
Yeah, that's the movie that broke blackface. It's the
Yeah,
the
right.
last time it was pulled off. It was
You
a
can't-
success.
Everybody knows you can't go full retard. I mean, you can't do it. You can't go it. Right. Like,
Oh,
that whole scene is just hilarious.
that whole movie is great.
Actually, I might watch that tonight. If
Not
I don't get
worth
stuck
saying.
watching Big Lebowski.
There you go. Another option.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Well,
that wraps up my fun facts of the week.
When are we going to do some death?
I mean, we can get back into the list of death. That's no problem. I've got the folder around here somewhere.
Yeah, we stopped off in the 1200s
Oh,
or like
somewhere in
1400s.
there, in that ballpark. It feels like, but yeah, somewhere after the year 1000. So we'll get into some more modern deaths.
Oh, what happened? Where are you at? Where's my guy at? Oh,
Freddie Fall.
oh no.
Oh,
Darth Vader. Darth. Yep, that's an OG. In case you didn't know.
oh damn.
1859 was when they were pumping it.
Well, makes sense. Machine age, industrial age. All the old figures.
Yep. You know, he rode the Tauntaun. That was the Tauntaun. Oh, Commander. The Commander.
See the guy that got choked by the force hand.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
That would be a cool power to have.
Well, I can do it.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
I told you, bro.
Holy shit.
Told you.
It's crazy.
I told you.
G.I. Joe. Yeah, I used to have some G.I. Joes, but those always met with just horrible fates, either at the result of a pack of matches I found, a magnifying glass, whatever the case might be.
That's usually how mice ended up.
Yeah, duct tape to a black cat or an M80.
Yeah, I remember the first time my neighbors ever caught mice and then set them on fire in the field by our house. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's something.
Tie them down, use a magnifying glass to burn them up.
Oh,
I was
man,
like,
yeah.
oh, let's pour a little gas on them. I'm like, dude, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, the squeals and the screams. Yeah, what jail are those guys in these days?
Well, actually not. The one I talked to him lately, he owns a martial arts studio here in O'Fallon.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a world family martial arts or something. Firecrackers.
Nice.
Firecrackers and frogs go together well.
Firecrackers are still fun.
Ask Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, frog baseball.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Good times.
It's good times. Good times.
Yeah, anything that has that element of danger,
Element
Yes.
of danger.
a little extra fun. That's where fireworks. They're cool. They're fun, but that little bit of danger. That makes it a little bit more exciting to me.
And not to let the cat out of the bag, Adam brought it up. However, we will have, and I know everybody's dying to know, and especially for you, Mr. Jackson, we will have our schedule out here in the next week for sure. Faux show. Some way, shape, or form.
Correct.
Yes. So keep an eye out on social media. We will email. We'll do it right. We'll make sure that everybody knows at the same time. And we know it's important to get it out there because next year's planning is super important for everybody. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. I mean, I really can't wait.
Yeah, I'm
really
looking forward to it. Yeah. I am looking forward to it to get it underway and get that rolling.
Get it rolling. As a matter of fact, Adam and I, prior to jumping on the podcast, got off the phone with one of the track owners and was just probably one of the better conversations we've had thus far. So
definitely smooth and promising. So yes.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Faux show. Well, hey man, Adam, I appreciate you, dude. This is fun.
I have a good time with it as well. So nope. Mutually beneficial.
Appreciate everybody hanging out with us and
yeah, definitely.
Listening in and chiming in. That's good. If anybody's interested on being on with us, let us know. And Adam will shoot you a link and we'll have you shoot you a link and
link on in.
Log. Shoot you a log and log in and we'll have you guys on and you could jump in and chatty talky.
Share some knowledge, share some stories, share some tears.
Where'd the K go from the viewers? Did we drop?
I don't know. They may have taken it off. It's hard to say. Hard to say.
Yeah. That was a good amount of viewers tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate everybody joining in.
Definitely.
That's great. Who would have thunk that this was going to get any traction over this past year?
Bet we didn't know.
I didn't know, but it's fun.
That's all it started off at, and that's all that mattered at that time. But yeah, it has definitely developed into more than that and more things beyond that. So all good.
Yeah. So subscribe,
comment, and share.
All that good stuff. Comment, share, do all that fun stuff. That way you get some notifications whenever we're ready to go again.
Mm-hmm. Especially as we're getting ready to announce this upcoming schedule. Be the first to know.
Yep.
Be a part of it. Watch us grow. I don't know.
Be the first to know and watch us grow, but don't show and
your big toe.
Yeah, don't show that.
There we go. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it can be, I'm sure. All right, we appreciate everybody joining in and chatting. And again, I'm Ryan.
I'm Adam. This is Bet You Didn't Know. We'll do this again next week.
Peace and chicken grease.
Bulls on parade. Not gonna tell everybody to go fuck themselves this week, Ryan?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
All right.
No, I felt bad actually last week for doing it. I'm not gonna lie. Because it was supposed to go. Peace, chicken grease, and go fuck yourself. But I didn't like that, so I'm not gonna do it.
No, it's not fitting of the true sentiment of the podcast. So yeah, it was as funny as it was. I got a good laugh out of it. But
I know you did. And then I felt like, man, I hope nobody that was watching just took that the wrong way. Because really,
dude,
I love everybody.
That's why K by the viewers is gone, you asshole.
Oh, because they knew that part was coming up. They didn't want to get the F-bombed at them.
Yep, they didn't want to get talked at like that.
I get it. And earmuffs, Carter. Earmuffs.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
I know you don't care. Your old man, I'm sure, is pretty cool with it, man. Your dad and mom are pretty awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Cool. That is a cool family faux show. Looking forward to seeing them coming up here next year with more dates and info to follow.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I really wish I really like to put together some type of off-season gathering, don't spank the meat, man. I beat the hell out of my meat.
Tenderize it.
Yeah, it's got to be tenderized. Actually, I don't know if I do or not. I like to age it. I like to age meat.
Yeah, dry hung aged meat.
Dry. I really wish we'll do some off-season event where it's kind of central for everybody. Everybody can fly in and just do like it's like a big. I know everybody does like a big end of the year awards, banquet kind of thing, but
That's
I want
too
to do something different.
Yeah, it's too stuffy for us, I
We're going to
think.
do something different, something cooler. Maybe we'll do like a big giant. Maybe we'll rent one of the Meow Wolves or something. Or maybe we'll rent the City Museum and have everybody come to St. Louis and have a big giant night at the City Museum where we'll have bands and a lot of the local breweries. And it's just a really, God, that place is cool, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, tons of options and tons of things to look forward to. So,
Yeah.
more the reason to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on your notifications, keep tuned, and we'll have more to come.
That's right. Again, peace and chicken grease.
Bulls on parade.